everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all already know I'm gonna apologize, okay? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for taking so long to upload another video. I've been busy with school, obviously. Okay, I'm always busy with school, but I just graduated, so I'm done with well, not done, but I finished 4 years, so I got my bachelor's degree now, and I'm still going to continue school. My plan is this September I'm going to London for my master's, so I'm not done with school, but I'm done for now. I know I've been taking so long to upload these videos, so I'm really sorry about that. Today I am going to be doing another book recommendation video, and today I'm going to be doing a sports romance because it's summer and it's like sports season, but I know that some of these sports aren't summer sports, but do I care? No, I don't care. So we're gonna be doing a sports romance book recommendation video. Actually, I recorded this video 3 months ago before I moved back to school for my final semester, but after I recorded, I was really tired. I went to sleep. The next morning when I was at school, I was going to edit my videos, but it appeared that only half of the video was recorded, and I don't know what happened to the other half. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it later. And then I kept waiting, and then I'm here now. So I'm sorry. Okay. But yeah, also I'm really sorry about the way that I sound. I'm actually sick. Like, I have the flu or some type of cold. It's not COVID, but it's been like a week right now, and like the fever and stuff went away, but I'm still like coughing and still have a bit of like runny nose and headache, but I'll survive. And so I'm sorry about the way that I sound. Please bear with me. And what else? I don't think there's anything else, so let's just go right into the video. So the first book I'm going to recommend is called The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book of the Off-Campus series. I actually have the whole series, but I haven't read these. I've only read this one. So once I finish reading the rest, I will do another video on that. But for now, The Deal. So this is a hockey romance, and the whole series is about hockey. There's a friend group, and each book is about each friend. So if you read this book, you'll meet each of the players. So I do recommend that you read the series in order, but you don't have to. This book is about Hannah and Garrett. Hannah and Garrett goes to this college together, and Garrett is a star hockey player at their college, and he's very well known, you know, popular. He's a playboy, and Hannah, on the other hand, is kind of a nobody, but she is really smart. She's pretty, but yeah, she's like quiet, you know. Hannah has a crush on Tristan, he's new to their college, and he is the football quarterback at their school. And yeah, Hannah has a crush on Tristan. Hannah and Garrett has ethics class together, and Garrett does not know who Hannah is, but Hannah of course knows who Garrett is. Anyway, Garrett has to get his GPA up to play hockey this season, even though he's like the star player. You know, there's still rules. He has to get his GPA up to play hockey this season. They had their exam, and now like their professor is passing their exams back, and literally everyone failed the exam except for Hannah and like two other kids probably. Garrett, when he got his exam back, he's like really nervous, like what the fuck am I supposed to do, because I need to do well on this exam, because like all my other classes I'm doing really well in, this is the only class I'm like struggling in. And he got an F and he's worried because he wants to play hockey this season. Hannah, on the other hand, aced the exam, okay? Like, she's like, okay, I already know. Because she's smart, okay? Anyway, the professor was like, okay, since the majority class did really bad on this exam, in 2 weeks I will give a makeup exam, so like study for it. Here it was like, I have to do really well, I have to study hard. Class ended and everybody left. Garrett and Hannah accidentally bumped into each other, and then Hannah, like, all her papers just fell to the floor, and Garrett was like, oh shit, like, I'm sorry. And then he helped her pick up her papers, and then he saw that she aced the exam, and he was like, oh shit, you actually aced the exam, like, can you tutor me? And she goes, no. She was like, no, I can't. And then she was trying to leave, and he's like, please, like, I'll do anything. And she was like, no, like, please leave me alone, just no. And then she left. And every day after that class, Garrett would try to talk Hannah into tutoring him, but she would always say no. And so Garrett was like, okay, I have to do something to convince Hannah to tutor me. And so Garrett finds out that Hannah has a crush on Tristan, and he is going to use that against her. And so he goes to her work one day, and she was like, oh my god, what do you want? He was like, can I just talk to you for like a little bit? And he goes, I know you have a crush on Tristan. And she was like, okay, the fuck, like, what does this have to do with anything? And he goes, if you tutor me, I'll go out with you. And she was like, this guy is really conceited, like, I don't want to go out with you, what the fuck? And he was like, no, listen, if you tutor me, I'll go out with you so that Tristan will start to get interested in you. His theory was, if you date me, him, Garrett, because he's like, you know, really popular at school, then like other guys will pay attention to her. And like, that's what he's trying to like tell her, that if she dates him, then Tristan will start to notice her, and like, guys want what they can't have, you know? So if she's taken, then other guys will be interested in her. Like, that's his theory. She was thinking about it, and she said okay, and then she started like tutoring him. And then of course during that process, you know, their feelings develop, and yeah, just, it's really good. You guys should definitely check out this book. And oh, before I forget, do check out the trigger warnings for this book, because there are some triggers in this book. Yeah, so yeah, definitely check out this book. The next book I'm going to recommend is called Bad Boys Break Hearts by Michaela Smeltzer, and this is a baseball romance. It's kind of like a childhood friends to enemies to lovers type of romance. It's about Mason and Rory. Mason and Rory were childhood friends, and they kind of like grew up together. They even got pretend married when they were little, and Rory's sister was like their witness. One day, I think the next day after that pretend marriage thing happened, Rory had to leave because something happened in her family, and she didn't say goodbye to Mason, and Mason was pretty upset about that because she was the only friend that he had. So he was really upset, and he kind of hated her for that reason, for leaving. It wasn't her fault. He knows it's not her fault, but he just needed someone to blame, I guess. So that's that. Many years later, they are now in college, and Mason is the star pitcher at their university, their university's baseball team. What? He is the star pitcher for their university's baseball team. That. Y'all. So the university that Mason goes to is called Aldridge University, and Mason, I believe, is a junior, and Rory is a freshman. She just moved in to campus, and she meets her roommates. You know, they're all really, really nice, and her roommates were like, hey, let's, you know, go to the club tonight. And Rory is not like the party girl type. She's never been to like the club or, you know, bar, none of that. And so she was like, okay, you know, like, I'm starting freshman year. I want to like forget about my old life, and, you know, let's just go to the club. And so they go to the club, and Rory gets really, really drunk. She meets a guy named Cole, who is Mason's best friend and also roommate. Yeah. And Cole is really, 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 really attracted to Rory. He really, really likes her. And he was like, can I buy you a drink? And, you know, she's like, yeah, sure. He buys her a drink. He's also like, can I ask to dance with you? And she's like, yeah, of course. And then he takes her to his house. Okay. They were both drunk, but Rory is more drunk. Cole was, you know, just kind of tipsy. He brings her to their house, okay? And they like made out, and, you know, they made out, but they didn't have sex, okay? They didn't have sex. They just made out. In the morning, Rory woke up and she was like, where the fuck am I? And she turns to her side and she sees Cole, and she's like, oh shit, like, I really hope I didn't do anything with him. Like, she was really, really worried, but she like picked up whatever clothes she found, she put it on, and then she tried to sneak out of the room, of the house. She's trying to get out, and she was tiptoeing, you know, trying to get out slowly, but she bumped into a hard body. Yeah. She bumped into a hard body, and then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then she looked up, and it was Mason. And when they made eye contact, they instantly knew each other. They recognized each other right away. Rory was like, oh my gosh, it's Mason. Like, we were childhood friends, you know? And Mason, first of all, he's already angry with her, the fact that she, you know, left without saying goodbye when they were little. Like, she, remember, she was the only friend that he had. And but now he's even more mad that she just came out of his best friend's room and she only has a jersey on, nothing else. Yeah, he's like really, really pissed. And also, he was looking at her from head to toe, and he sees that she is wearing his jersey, and he goes, take it off. And she goes, what? He was like, take it off. You're wearing my jersey. Like, I don't want anything that belongs to me to be on you, so take it off. And in his head, he was like, oh, she's never gonna take it off. You know, like, I know Rory, but Rory is trying to play the same game he's playing too. So she took off the jersey, threw it at him, and just left with her bra and her underwear. Like, she just went out the door, and he was kind of shocked, but he was still really, really mad. The next few days or so, Cole and Mason were out eating lunch together, and when they were going back to their car, Cole sees Rory walking to class, and so Cole was like, hey Rory, like, wait up, you know? And Mason is jealous, of course, and he's just like smoking his cigarette and he's just like watching. And Cole was like, hey, like you left that morning like really, really early. And I just wanted to say, like, just in case you're worried, nothing happened that night. Like, we didn't have sex or anything. Like, yeah, we made out, but like that was it. And Rory was like relieved. She was like, oh, thank you for telling me. Like, I've been really, really worried about that. And Mason is just watching them, you know. He was angry. Mason doesn't know that nothing happened between them. Mason thinks that they had sex and he's like really, really mad about that, but he doesn't know that they didn't. But you have to read to find out if Mason will find out or not, and what will happen, you know, when two best friends like the same girl. And will Mason and Rory ever be friends again? Of course they will. But it's so good. It's literally so good. So do check this book out. And this is also a part of a series. So the second book is actually about Cole. And it's about Cole. So I haven't read that one yet, but definitely check this one out. It's really good. So the next book I'm going to recommend is called Enemies by Taijin. Taijin? I think it's Taijin. It is a football romance, and it's also a childhood best friends to enemies to lovers type of romance too. This book is about Stone and Dusty. Stone and Dusty were childhood best friends. They grew up together. They did everything together. They were neighbors, and Dusty's parents loved Stone like their their own child, you know. And the thing was, Dusty's family were poor, whereas Stone's family were very, very rich. So a lot of things happened that led to Dusty hating Stone so much. The number one thing was Stone stopped being Dusty's friend when they were, you know, younger, because Stone thought he was, you know, too cool to be friends with Dusty, and he started hanging out with like the popular kids, and Dusty was really, really upset, and so that was the first reason why she hated him. The second reason was Stone's father fired Dusty's father from his job, and while they were like struggling, you know, yeah, Stone's father fired Dusty's dad, and so that was another reason why she hated Stone, but Stone doesn't know about that stuff. And another reason was Stone's family kicked Dusty's family out of town to like move somewhere else, and they're already really struggling, right? And it's hard for them to, you know, find another place. But yeah, they were kicked out of their neighborhood, and so that was another reason why Dusty hated Stone. The final reason was, while all good things were happening to Stone, so like while he won his like football championship game, Dusty's mother passed away from cancer, and so that's another reason why she hated Stone, which was all like valid reasons. But the thing is, Stone never really knew about the things that his parents did to Dusty. The only thing he thought that she hated him for was because he stopped being her friend when they were little, which he regretted. But yeah, so those are the reasons why Dusty hates Stone. Just keep that in mind. So present day, Stone is a very popular, very well-known nationwide NFL player, and he's very good looking, you know, very, very hot. Dusty is a college student and she is transferring to this school in Texas where Stone's NFL team is. And she does not want to go to that city where he lives because she doesn't want to see him. But the thing is, they have a really I forgot what program she's going for, but that school has like a really good program for what she's going for. And so she was like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna let Stone be the reason why I cannot follow my dreams, because he's been the reason why I've been, you know, struggling my whole life. And so, like, fuck it, I'm gonna go there. And so she moves to this house full of football freaks who are in love with, you know, Stone. They're also really like mean to Dusty, but Dusty's like, it's okay, I can endure it. They give her a room in the basement. Yeah, and they like party all the time. The girls that live there, they're like really mean to Dusty, but yeah, they're like football freaks. They're football freaks, okay. Anyway, Stone finds out that Dusty is in town and something happened. Something happened in the book. One day, Stone came to the house that she's living in, knocks on the door. Everybody was freaking out, okay, because like I said, they're football freaks, okay, and he's like a football god nationwide. And so they were like, oh my god, Stone is here, Stone is here. He was like, is Dusty here? And Dusty heard his voice from upstairs, and she was like, hell no, I don't got time for this shit, I'm leaving, okay? So she has her own exit door, so she was trying to grab her shit and like go out that way. And they were like, Dusty, like, why are you looking for Dusty? You know, the people at the house was like that. And he was like, I don't need y'all to question me, I just need to know where's Dusty. And they were like, she's downstairs. So Dusty grabbed her shit and she was leaving out the back door, and Stone grabbed her and like carried her off the ground and was like, hey, I need to tell you something. She was like, no, I don't got time to listen to you, blah blah blah. And he tells her the news. Should I tell y'all what it was? It's kind of in the beginning of the book. Nah, y'all can read it. He tells her this news and things just went on from there. So that's basically the plot of the book. But it's such a good book. I literally read this book in one day. It's that good. I was like, I need to sleep, but I could not. It was that good. So definitely check this book out. It's so good. Alright, so the next book I'm going to recommend is called Culti by Mariana Zapata. And this is a soccer romance. It's so good. But the thing with Mariana Zapata and her books, because the next book I'm going to recommend is also by her, is that her books are so slow burn. Such a slow burn book, okay? Both of her books. It's like, at some point, you're just like, can y'all just fuck already? Like, can y'all just do something? Like, it's going on for too long. Like, the tension, just please, you know, like, even just kiss, okay? Can y'all do something? Like, oh, Mariana, why are you doing this to me? But then the thing is, like, you know, the character development and all of that, it's like really good. It makes up for them not doing more. But, you know, I just wish they did stuff more. I hope y'all feel me. When y'all read the book, when y'all read this book and the next book I'll recommend, you'll know what the fuck I'm saying, okay? Like, it's like, bitch, it's going on for too long. Please do something, you know? Okay. Anyway, so this book is called Culti, and it is about Sal and Culti. Culti is a professional soccer player. He is very, very well known worldwide. And Sal is also a professional female soccer player. Sal had a crush on Culti ever since she was little. He's older than her quite a bit. She is 27 and he is, I believe, like 40. Yeah, around there. She had always had a crush on him ever since she was little. She always looks up to him. She never misses a game that he like played. And but one day she like just stopped being a fan of his because of something that happened between him and her brother, because her brother is also a professional soccer player. So anyway, Sal's coach was like, oh, you guys are going to be having a new coach this season. She was like, okay, like, who is it? And he goes, Culti. And she was like, Culti? Like the Culti that we know, Culti? And he was like, yeah, Culti's gonna come and coach you guys. Everybody was so excited. And she was also excited too, but she was like, I'm not gonna forget the thing that he did to my brother. Everybody was so like excited to meet Culti, but when they meet him, he is a dick. He is so ignorant. He does not give a fuck about the soccer players. He is just there. He don't even coach. He just stands there and like just watch. And all like the soccer players were very, very frustrated because they're like, he's supposed to coach us, you know, he's not even doing anything, he's just standing there. And Sal, of course, is going to speak up, so she goes up to him and she was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're just standing there, like, what are you getting paid for, to just stand there? Like, you're not gonna teach us anything, you're not gonna point out anything, like, what the fuck are you getting paid for? And he was kind of like, damn, this bitch had the nerve to say that to me. And he was like, okay, everybody, I want to see you guys run. And so everybody was like running, and like, he's just doing that because he got mad that Sal like said that to him. The story is like, he's mean to everybody except to her. It's like, I hate everyone but you type of book. She makes him a better person. She's like not afraid to speak up to him. So yeah, it's a really good book. It's really slow burn, but it's really good. You will love it. Okay, you're gonna love it. The final book I'm going to recommend is from the same author, Mariana Zapata, and it's called The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I read this one on my Kindle, so I don't have like the physical book, so I'm just gonna put a picture of it somewhere. So this one is a football romance, and it is about Aiden and Vanessa. So Aiden is a NFL player. I believe he is the wide receiver, and he's really, really well known nationwide. And Vanessa is his assistant, and she's been his assistant for 2 years. But the thing is, Aiden is very, very ignorant, and during these 2 years that Vanessa worked for him, he like barely notices her. Whenever she like cooks for him, says good morning to him, he never says it back, he never says thank you, and she's like really, really fed up. She's like been keeping up with his bullshit for so long. One day, Vanessa overheard a conversation between Aiden and his manager. Aiden didn't say anything, but it was the fact that Aiden didn't say anything was what made Vanessa angry. So what she overheard was Aiden's manager was talking shit about Vanessa and like the way that she like looked and about her, I guess, her body and the way she works or whatever. Vanessa was listening to it and was like, okay, Aiden's gonna back me up, right? Because she always like backed him up whenever someone talked shit about Aiden. She always like got his back and would not let anybody like, you know, talk bad about him. She always kept his image like good. She was expecting the same back, but she was still listening and Aiden was not saying anything back, and so she was really like upset. So she said, I quit, and she just left. 1 week later, Aiden came to Vanessa's apartment and he apologized and was like, Vanessa, come back. And Vanessa was like, nah, like you had 2 years, 2 fucking years that I worked for you and you never even noticed me, and you didn't even, you know, had my back when someone was talking shit about me. And the fact that it was your manager that was talking shit about me and you didn't, you know, say anything to protect me, like I'm done. And he was like, I'm sorry, like it was wrong of me to not, you know, speak up for you. And he said he's just been really stressed. And she was like, what are you stressed about? He said he's here on like a visa because he's Canadian. Aiden is Canadian and he's from Winnipeg, and he's here on a visa and his visa is expiring soon, and he does not want to go back to Canada because he does not want to see his dad. Like they don't have a good relationship. He's like, that's why I've just been really stressed, and like I'm sorry that, you know, I've been like taking it out on you. She was like, yeah, like I understand you're stressed, but like I don't want to go back and work for you. He left, and then he, you know, keeps coming back day after day, and then she was like, okay, you know, I actually have an idea. Why don't you get married to someone who's a US citizen so that you can live here, you know, legally? And he was like, oh my god, that's not a bad idea. And she was like, uh-huh. And he goes, marry me. And Vanessa was like, not me. I was talking about, you know, someone else, and it's not legal to do this. And he was like, no, for real, marry me. Like, I know you have a lot of student loans, like I'll pay it off. She was thinking about it for a few days, and then she agreed, and so they got married. So marriage of convenience, kind of. From there, you know, their relationship like developed, and he started to, you know, care for her a lot after that. Yeah, it's also like I hate everybody but you type of book as well. Their romance is so good and it's so slow burn. Ugh, I wish they would just do something. Like literally nothing happens until like the fucking last chapter, and the book is like this thick. Okay, it's literally this thick, or thicker even. I saw it when I went to Barnes and Noble. It was like this thick, and nothing happened until like this last freaking part. Oh, Mariana, what are you doing to me, girl? But it was a really good book, and whatever happened, you know, like during the book made up for, you know, them not doing much in the book. But yeah, it's really good. Definitely check this book out as well. Alright, you guys, so those are all the books that I have to recommend for now, and thank you guys so much for watching my video. And I promise to post more often. My goal is to upload at least 2 videos a week, and so that is my goal, not a promise, okay? I can't promise that, but it is a goal. So yeah, I'm going to try to upload at least 2 videos each week. It's not always going to be books. It's going to be, you know, probably makeup, probably vlogging, probably other shit. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, And also comment down what videos you guys want to see from me, because I need ideas. I need ideas. I do. Yeah. And definitely check these books out. I promise you, they're so good. They are hard to put down. Thank you again for watching my video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!